Hi, my name is Cassandra Bright. I'm a psychic, telepathic, clairvoyant, and we're coming on this evening to discuss Wayne Dyer's work of, I'm getting a little situated here. We play pretty casual on this channel. We don't try to create a facade around presenting work. I always try to tell you who the work is representing. And I try to tell you how I'm setting myself up so we can get multitasking completed. In the future, it'll all kind of mesh together where you can create your own content. I've set my phone on a tripod and moved the ring light a little further back, and this is the light that I'm getting. I feel like it's working pretty well. When someone says that to you, they especially when you admire them, it sends a placebo effect into your space. And what happens in a poor, like a non-boundary forming space, is you just agree. So it can be a dangerous place to just immediately agree. My response to that is make your own decisions. Oftentimes when someone says make your own decisions, you get defensive. However, it's actually an honorable thing to say to someone because you may not feel comfortable making your own decisions, but that feeling of being stopped in the moment I say make your own decisions is a moment of awareness for you. Because I'm a good person. However, they're not good people. And that's where we go with that, right? The beauty about being in the world is that there's 7.6 billion people with 7.6 billion personalities growing up in 7.6 billion homes with perspectives, which is the beauty of all of it. I've utilized adaptive this evening, and I am wearing it on my wrist, and then I'll put it on the back of my neck. Tweet. Normally I would tweet this. Wayne's like, come on, let's get on with it. Normally I would tweet it out. I always forget True Social is a platform for something different. I would also create, well, maybe not. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I already set up two TikToks were created about this video. And then I already posted a picture of me sitting in front of this situation in order to advance. Okay, so that's perfectly imperfect, as we talk about in Baron Baptiste's work of his book known as Perfectly Imperfect. We're starting with the discussion with Wayne Dyer. The seminar that we watched together, him and I, was him throughout the years. So someone had taken his lovely work and broken it up into some brilliant pieces. So I was really impressed with it. I made it to about 2 hours, so we don't have a full amazing work of Wayne quite yet, but we will be finishing that probably tomorrow or the next day. There's a lot. I have to talk about Wayne for just a moment to tell you that his passing was a detriment to the spiritual community. He's like the golden child of the spiritual community, the metaphysical community, him and Louise Hay. And when their lights went, well, I guess their lights didn't technically go out, but when they left the planet, it really created a cast of darkness upon all of us. And just to let you know that the Democrats were responsible for his passing. He really held the space for evolution in the discussions, and I saw Wayne speak in Denver at one of Hay House's conferences, and I knew when I saw him that day that it was going to be the last opportunity I would have had to see him. My mom flew out. I saw Teal Swan. I think I saw Barbara DeAngelis. I can't remember what your name is with the angels. I can picture your face. They're blocking me. how it's just to let you know that you had all these options to choose, and it was the most amazing conference that I've been to. Okay, so let's get started. Change your life. Do not listen to the opinions of others. Always consult yourself. Period. I like this elephant. Now, there's the flip side of that where you're automatically going to say there's something wrong with the elephant. Well, his trunk is too long, and that's kind of the new way of acting. Everything's an opposite. It's like the weirdest thing ever. You will totally agree with me in your own opinion that you love this elephant. However, you will find something wrong with it just to disagree with me. And it stems from the internet. It's like a neurological connection that is crazy, actually. We'll be arguing about the same exact thing. However, we'll both be in cloudy minds, right, fighting each other over the same thing, agreeing on the same thing. An example of this is in politics or a celebrity influencer. And I'll say, I like her, da-da-da-da. And you'll like her, da-da-da-da-da. However, you'll pinpoint the one thing you don't like about her or that bugs you, and you'll want to express it to me. It's the normal way of acting in society. You would say the same thing. I would respond the same way. This is how I used to act too. I would catch myself. I'm like, I don't really care about that person. Right? Okay. What they got going over there is their business. In the old days, we had a mild worshiping, like Leonardo DiCaprio's picture hung on my wall. But it's not like I was going to like see him on the street and scream my head off. I don't know why this is coming up. I know why it's coming up. So the beginning of this conversation with Wayne, he talks about celebrityism, which is how I know that the Democrats offed him. And he says that you have a mind that is open to everything and not attached to anything. Wait, have a mind that is open to everything and attached to nothing. It really kind of advances his conversation because a celebrity could hold up this adaptive and you're automatically going to go buy it. Which is another reason why it's important for you to know yourself. I don't put that much makeup on. Why would I buy a $500 kit to put makeup all over my face? And that goes for doTERRA too. Well, I'm really not sure, and I don't really have a whole lot of money, but I am going to adjust my cost system to where there's less expensive doTERRA essential oils products. And I'm going to listen to my financial bank account. I'm going to modify as needed, and I'm still going to do the work. And I'm going to say, okay, cool. I totally get it, because guess what? When I purchased doTERRA, I did not have $550. I was poor, which I still am. So instead, me and my wellness consultant worked through a best option of paying, instead of $550, getting, was it $350 worth of essential oils. And I was satisfied with my membership. There's a lot to be said on this. It's like you guys value them more than yourselves. You think they're almighty thinking beings, and they're actually not that smart. Okay, so specifically speaking to the females, specifically speaking to the blabbermouths, like Jon Stewart's, or for example, even Bill Maher, who I like. I think it's someone I like. Who you will like fall over yourselves to prove him right. And then the firestorm of media attached to that then causes mass confusion. So they do this on purpose, where they will actually throw their celebrity under the bus to sell more albums, to create a controversy, all of which is facade, fake, to fuel your minds into confusion, to get you all talking in the buzz, and then get you to purchase an album. And that goes for having Gary Vaynerchuk doing what he's doing at this time. Every dog has its day. Because it's maliciousness, though. The intent behind it all is maliciousness, and you all do not have any self-awareness any longer because they've brainwashed you into no self-awareness. So it's like Wayne Dyer held the key to keep us all grounded or something. However, he had a combination of Eckhart Tolle, but there was a well-knownness around Wayne that was celebrity-esque. Meaning he'd been on Oprah Winfrey, he was on the Today Show and some other shows. But so he was a circulating celebrity in the spiritual community. Eckhart Tolle is as well, however, he's shy, like he's more shy or something. He's a little different because he's European. There's just a charm that Eckhart Tolle has a charm, but the charm that Wayne had was a little bit more, has to do with the astrological sign. If that makes any sense. I wanted to say all this also is they created rumors about Wayne to try to get him taken out from his leadership role in the spiritual community too. Just to let everybody know. So Wayne Dyer was an excellent human being with profound knowledge, awesome person, and he's an angel. So he didn't do anything but assist humanity while he was here on this planet. And he also had a siren wife. And greedy children. Some of them. I don't know about all of them. Okay. Talopa is one of the, because he's a great reader. Wayne was a great reader. And some of the stuff in here is really good. Read all of it is actually. Have a mindset that is open to everything and attached to nothing. Open to everything and attached to nothing. Meaning me watching Gary Vaynerchuk talk about Persia today. Okay, I'm open to that. And I'm not attached to anything. It's how I can create myself in possibility to know that what's going on is actually going on, because they're counting on me in being upset over it, because that's their goal. That's what their goal is for me, but it's a goal for you. So if you really want to take a look at it, is Gary in my relationship is a clearing for space for you. It's pretty big shoes to fill because you all don't think for yourselves. And I don't mean that to be rude either. It's because you've been brainwashed. And it's really hard when you're brainwashed for someone to tell you the truth and for you to say that you're not brainwashed because you're brainwashed. You know what I mean? Not to mention you have females surrounding you who are also psychotic manipulators. I've been discussing this with you for quite some time now. I'm with the elephant. I love you, elephant. This could be a friend too, by the way. And then the gold one comes along. And I don't want to use these as examples because I don't want to attain any example to my animals. But let's just say me and elephant are together and someone else shows up. And me and elephant are like this. I love you, elephant. We're having some fun. We're having fun. They see that as an opportunity to step into the space to destroy it. Because they don't like that. They don't like that we're happy. And that goes for even if gold was in the relationship and we were all having a good time. And let's say elephant's the lead conversationalist. However, the siren over here wants to be the lead. So she'll intuitively see a pathway to cause destruction in this conversation to make herself shine. Her shining would be putting elephant under the bus somehow. Whether it is to get us, even though we're like in love, right, with elephant, somehow get us to laugh at her and make her sad. And if you're not solid, like it's all about letting your guard down too, you know? So you're solid in who you are. This relationship is solid. You're in a kind of in a brainwashed state of mind. Siren comes into the room and you're, bam, they gotcha. Whole night's ruined. You're over in the corner pouting. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Siren sees. We go off because we're pissed off. We trust elephant. We're going to go and get you a drink. We'll be right back. What the hell is this problem? Siren comes over and tries to coddle him or her. It could be a friendship circle too now. It's all about infiltrating the bond of good things. It doesn't have to be around sex. That's what you guys want to get. It's like this has to change. Meaning men and women have got to be able to operate on a professional level. For example, today on the podcast, they had the audacity to ask questions about a relationship when he specifically has requested no questions about relationships. Not only that, the questions are irresponsible and they're inappropriate. Considering the topic of conversation, this is not ET, Entertainment Weekly, or Entertainment Tonight. This is a business conversation, and she has the audacity to bring up a Persian relationship because she's Persian. And then she calls herself out. This is a know thyself conversation because that is a prime example of what knowing thyself doesn't look like. Meaning they just let it roll. They didn't stop it. They didn't intervene. They didn't call her out for that. They didn't say that's inappropriate. They actually praised her for it. They praised her for bad behavior, which then brings up more concerns in the future for future guests. It's like the elephant in the room. You're not prepared to be professional. It's not about being a negative person either. It's about having self-awareness and control of a situation because they have no laws and no boundaries. Because they are low standard individuals, they care more about who Gary Vaynerchuk is supposedly dating than the topic of entrepreneur. Meaning, you could have asked questions about the plush toys at Toys R Us. However, instead, she chose to talk about a relationship that's completely insignificant. And then she tried to plug herself with her husband and tell how horrible she is because she violently gives her husband hot tea or something. Hot foods. I don't know what she was even saying. Who cares? Basically, my reaction was, I don't know enough about what's going on to be a pessimist. However, you have to see the balance and the multidimension of this, but you have to have self-awareness around supporting the space. Not supporting the 5 people within that place, because this becomes the hero. When you can stand up to 1, 2, 3 people and be honest about what's going on in the space, when you know millions of people are going to be watching this, instead of saving face for someone who's actually vile and violent, you actually stick up for 15 million people. And that means you have balls. You could even say it jokingly if it was an appropriate kind of person, meaning if I was in a meeting with, what's her name, David? And he came to me with an inappropriate question on air that I wasn't willing to answer. However, I'm pretty open, so it's unlikely that would happen. One, I could gear, which is what Gary kind of did, was gear the answer into a diplomatic way, like an art. Because what she wanted him to do was to tell all about the relationship. Let's get him talking. This is important for y'all to get. Let's get him talking about Mona. Because they've also been feeding him information. Because this is how the siren works. And if they can get the mass amounts of people to get on board with that relationship, then it's more likely it's going to happen, because she's counting on that $200 million of pearls. Now, pessimism is looking more into the future. What we're currently talking about is self-awareness in the now. Pessimism is looking at the past as in the future. The past is in the future is pessimism if you're always looking at the Debbie Downer side of things. Meaning Gary's never going to call me. He's never going to pick me up. He's never going to come get me. Wah! Don't listen to the opinion of others. Have a mindset that is open to everything and attached to nothing. Do you? You do you, because you know what? I am so self-satisfied in who I am. Little do you, every one of you know that I love myself so much that I actually would rather hang out with myself. Literally creating a podcast alone. I was thinking the other day, am I going to be able to have conversations with people? Because I've been so secluded and excluded from humanity. I'm too busy over here trying to create content to educate you. And I'm like, when I am introduced back into society, am I able to have conversations and do a podcast? Or are me and Dyer going to just be yapping away and you're just going to be sitting over there by yourself? Excuse me, me and Wayne are talking. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, you have a question? I'm sorry. Hold on a minute. Blah, 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 blah. You must always be open to the possibility of potential. Not make wrong. You have to see it as the, what is it called? The equivalent benefit, right? The equivalent benefit. You have to be open to the possibility of where it's going to take you. And then there's a little polarization in the not make it wrong. You need to know your morality and your integrity and know the difference between make wrong and make wrong. It's things to work on in discovery or in conversation, honestly. Because every situation is situational and different. Most people, which I stated before, this is a Wayne Dyer discussion. He says most people look for occasions to be offended. Meaning Wayne doesn't know that I like to incorporate everybody's work into it all because it's all incorporated. So he was a little offended that I brought Napoleon Hill's information into the conversation. He's open, he said. Good. But like I said before, most people are always looking for make wrongs, to be offended. How can I offend them? It's like, how can I offend them? But how can I make it wrong? And then it becomes a pattern of make it wrong with lack of self-awareness. So it's like a little bit of a pattern. I should be writing this stuff down, but we'll figure it out. I'm not looking to be offended. Well, isn't that interesting? That's a Karen, my friend Karen, who's a psychic. She would tell me that. Anytime someone offends you, oh, well, isn't that interesting? It's like battling the battle or letting it go. I ain't got the energy for this. Well, that's pretty interesting. That's great. Bye. See you later. Thanks for talking. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Well, dang. Yeah, dang. Bye. See how they like to instigate? You called them out. Yet that still wasn't satisfying enough to get offended. You don't want to interact with it. However, they wanted to battle you. It's the subtlety of the honesty. Respect new views. They are not new. Everything's already been created. It's evolutionized. We're evolutionizing this conversation with Wayne Dyer because when Wayne Dyer was really active, the internet had not done what it's done. And people hadn't advanced in thought processes as they had processed it. Now we're dealing with battle zones. Everything is already made up, but we're making up new combinations too, okay? Meaning, in the old days, we didn't have a lot of documentation of things. However, verbally, they were passed down. So we're kind of looking back into the past, reevaluating the word of mouth. Wayne and Eckert and Louise did a great job on evolving that information. And then now we're expanding it into incorporate into today's society. Like, I'm not like sitting up here thinking I'm the only one who did this. I'm doing it confidently. Which is, if you know the work, you're just convicted in it. Conviction. Like when you sit in my dental chair, you're not going to fluff my ass. I know my shit. I mean, that's just the thing, right? Everybody that I've learned in a book from is literally showing up here in evolutionary form of evolution. Be attached nowhere. If I can't have that, I'll be immobilized, become detached. Do you see that? If you only can get this way, then you only have one option. And if it doesn't work, then you get stuck. Like yesterday when I got blocked on my page, I was kind of excited I was blocked. Because then I was like, oh cool, I'll get shit done. at my house. Because I would literally, my house has been a mess because I'm too busy creating content for y'all. I know all this. I can study this on my own. I ain't getting paid. Knowing eventually I realized that I had three or four or five other pages of TikToks, which I learned from Andrew Tate. And so I was like, well, let me go see if I can post on those pages. And sure enough, I was able to post on a couple of the other pages, which then got me inspired to post on other pages. Do you see that the benefit equivalent was because I LOL'd on the gunshot crap in Virginia. However, they were looking for that one piece of content to get me banned and blocked, so I couldn't respond to the pictures of Gary and Mona kissing and making love on camera. That is the extent of them making love, folks. You want to get the mirage that you're suffering from with the crap that you're watching on Instagram. That is the message. He is literally cringing in his skin every time she touches him. He's got, like, if you look at his face, it doesn't even look like him. He's channeling something. He's channeling someone. I don't know who it is, but it's like that is not Gary Vaynerchuk, is all I can say. I was like, see, he has an art that he doesn't even really know he has. Anyway, whatever. Be attached to nowhere. If I can't have that, this or that, I'll be immobilized. Meaning, most of these Instagram models are only counting on that one trophy wife experience. And they will do whatever it takes to get it. They will do whatever it takes. They will cry on their knees and beg. Please, to snake behind your back. If you don't battle them, it's easy as can be. It's easy as can be if you don't battle it. Yeah, all you got to do is post a couple of pictures of yourself pretending to be in a relationship with some dude that pure of heart girl likes, and he's all yours. Then you seduce him with your sexy body and your clothes, hair, and makeup, and you chameleon yourself to some fancy social media influencer, and they're hooked. And then all of a sudden, their mind's manipulated. It might sound obvious to you, but Gary would have fallen for it if it wasn't for me. She's so nice. Let me see if I can assist her. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, right? He says he is. He is kidding. Anthony DeMillo, I am not really attached to you. I hate when I can't read my writing, y'all. Oh yeah, this is me and Gary. I am not really attached to you. I leave you to be free to be who you are, whatever you would like. I am not deluded in an idea of someone. He doesn't even know how to do it, y'all. That's the funny part. And I don't mind it. I really don't. I actually like it, but it's really bad for him and me. I've always talked about co-creating. I'm over here. He's over here. And then we come together in partnership. That means when I'm with Jason Momoa, Gary's not jealous. When I'm with Matthew McConaughey, Gary is not jealous. When I'm with Ashton Kutcher, he is not jealous. I am not really attached to you. I leave you to be free to be who you are. Go be who you are. Now that's different. That's a sane mentality. There's still the expectation of morality and integrity. Meaning, I don't have a problem with that hoe. I have a problem with him because he's the one who's committed in the relationship to me. And that's what everybody seems to forget about. All jokes aside, mind manipulation will only take you so far. We've already, when you uncover a suppression, it's blatantly in your face until the point where you're like, now you're just a jerk. Now you're just acting like a jerk. My fulfillment on happiness is based on me. Not him. Not Jason Momoa. Not Ashton, however, he's hilarious. Not Dax. Not Brad Pitt. Not Gary. Not George Clooney. My happiness is based on me, and I'm open to everything. And I'm not talking about in relationships, going out and finding men and shit. No, I'm talking about ways of being. You want this person to do this for you because it creates a fantastic relationship of being able to be yourself. It's not that we won't spend every second together, Gary, because we'll be working together. But it's a concept in action of knowing that when he's standing over there at Hobitch, that he's going to, I'm not going to be attached to what's going on over there. I let you go over there to be free because it leaves him to be freedom, and it actually allows him to be empowered in battling for our relationship. I'm happy. This person here loves this body, everything about it. I love my hair. I love my clothes. I love my stuff. I love my bracelet. But even more so, I like what I offer people. I like when I can literally laugh with myself. Did you not see my video earlier today that I'm able to laugh myself? Laugh with myself. That's like not really that normal. I'm like hysterically laughing alone. Meaning that video when I created it didn't have Taylor Swift, didn't have Katy Perry in it, didn't have Cardi B in it, did not have Madonna in it, did not have Nicki Minaj in it. Then I invited them into the space and allowed it to create laughter with them. Expand from the inside out. And that's because I'm grounded in who I am because I practice Baptiste yoga. It's an empowering experience. You can have a natural facelift by being happy. You're all like, that's why people get old. You can't give away what you don't have. Can't give away love because they can't give away love because they don't have it. If you have contempt, you give contempt. What you put out is what you get back. If you think you're worthy, you get that back in return. People say you're not worthy. That's why people get abused. And then you have to look at many, many multiple different dimensions on that because some people go searching to be an abuser. However, you are empowered in your decisions and your choices to say, I'm not going to put up with this no more. Because I can assure you the first time you say no to that person, they might hit you. But if you look them in the eye and you say what you need to say in a way that's so powerful and so strong, they're going to shit themselves. Cops are on the way. Cops are right outside. I'm getting my things. I'm out of here. Who knows? Who cares? As long as I don't have to look at your face, I'm good. Unaffected. A way to interact with someone who's an abuser. Well, isn't that interesting? It's like a power push. It's like you don't have to say anything. They're like coming at you. It's like your dukes are up, but only spiritually. Push. You can feel the energy come on you. Boom, 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 boom. Push. It's like a guard. Unaffected. No reaction. Embodying no reaction. Meaning when you look at those pictures of Gary Vaynerchuk and Ho, you look and you think unaffected. And then you can flip it eventually to laughing your asses off at how ridiculous and clown-like it is. Like, who in their right mind has a relationship like that? Real people don't have relationships like that. That's not a real relationship. It's like disgusting to watch. But it's like no emotion attached, right? It's like, yeah, it's disgusting. Have fun. He did not have fun, by the way. It's like a miserable experience. Don't say anything. How horrible it was. Oh my God. Ah, yeah, right, bitch. We're literally like battling her ass. Listen, y'all. This is how I'm be talking on stage. I still cannot believe how dumb you have to be to continue this shit. I cannot believe how dumb you have to be to think that you're that good looking and you have that much control to think that abusing humanity like that and they're going to just walk away. It is like mind-blowing, isn't it? The entitlement literally is blown up to a catastrophic amount. And this is for everybody, from Bradley's hoe to Ashton Kutcher's hoe to all of them. It's like bizarre. I'm like, how could you not have seen it in the beginning anyway? Just saying. If you don't have love for yourself, you can't love anyone else. You can't give away what you don't have. You can't give away love because you don't have it. If you've seen any movie with any of these actresses and they're acting like a horror, it's because that's who they are. I've told you this. They are not good actresses. They are terrible, and they only are able to go down into their own personalities to pull out their personality and then act as if they're acting, but it's actually who they are. And then they play in movies like Bad Moms. That's how not intelligent they are, because Hollywood wanted motherhood to shift, and they went along with it. And then they call themselves out on bad motherhood. And my kids know that their happiness is based on themselves. And I'm a support system for them. And they love playing with their brothers and sisters. And they love showing me their art. That's so good, honey. That's so awesome. Let's hang in the fridge. Not wallowing in excitement over how amazing it is. Cool, that looks so good. Keep up the good work. Not 8th place trophies. That's what y'all give them. 8th place trophies is why we're in this mess. You don't even understand what 8th place trophies mean, yo. 8th place trophies is like acting as if they did something when they just made a picture. But then acting like the picture is really, really special. Creating humility attached to their good work and their efforts. Even if they won an Oscar, even if they won a writing contest, even if they got into Harvard, okay, cool, congrats, honey. I'm so proud of you. You work so hard, grounded in humility. You did what? You went viral overnight? That's awesome. Okay. Dang it, Dad, because you get a little excited. I loved it. Let's see. I have all I need right now. And that is true. I have everything I need right now. I got a really great dog who drives me crazy. I got 2 of them. I've got my yoga pillow. I've got an abundance of life inside me. I've got a physical body I love. I'm healthy. I'm able to eat. I have drinking water that's clean. There are things that are irritating and frustrating, like the fact that the water system here is dirty. But I can see positivity in my life as being good and calm in who I am now. Bacteria showing up. Oh my gosh. Just go away, bacteria. Gross. You guys have no idea. How may I serve? Is the question you ask. What can I give? I'm giving what I can right now. How may I serve? Well, you're watching it. I literally woke up at 6 o'clock this morning to watch Wayne Dyer, because Wayne Dyer's been stepping into the space, trying to get me to watch his content. However, somebody or some demon has been attempting me to not look at his content. And I'm like, let me tell you something, dude. I'm pretty solid in Wayne Dyer's information because he is the one wishes fulfilled. I read his book. And Erroneous Zones and a few others, actually. Ask what you can do for your country, which is an interesting topic because I bet you $1 million that our low rate of entry into the army and military is probably down. I bet you no one wants to be in the military because it's not cool enough. And if you go into the military, you won't be able to produce content on the internet. And none of them have any honor. Not to say that, I didn't go into the military, but look at me. I'm being of service for my country. I clean the teeth of servicemen. I have family members that were in the military. How much do you love yourself? How much do you love joy in yourself? How much do you have of kindness in yourself? So how much joy, kindness, and love for yourself do you have? How much do you love joy? How much do you love kindness? There are no justified resentments. If you carry resentment, it's attachment. They will always harm you. It's like a big weighted backpack. Resentments. It's hard. That's a hard one for people. Is the next part forgiveness? Ooh, I like this. A snake bite won't kill you, but the venom will. Look at resentments as integrity lists. So what do you need to do to restore integrity, which is resentment? You need to speak it out to somebody, to the person. You don't want to do it too much because then you look like a whiner, and at some point you got to realize when is enough because they ain't going to change. So then what? You got to forgive them if you're willing to work on that relationship, or you need to move on. You can write it out. You can write a novel about it. And then at some point you want to release it, and then you want to do it over and over again. Write it, release it. Write it, release it. Write it, release it. Speak it, write it, release it. Write it, release it. Write it, release it. Send blame out. It's a disease. It's mine. I take responsibility for my role in it. I'm here because of the choices that I made. And when you can get to that point, then you know you're on your way. I definitely made that choice. You're right. I could have left, but I didn't. I could have had more love for myself. Patanjali shows, if thoughts of harm occur, all living creatures will assume to feel enmity in your presence. And that's true. Anyone who stood next to Monaho, they know that the feel of enmity in their presence is toxic. Ugh. Why do I feel so awful? Because that person only wants harm for other living things. It's not just about money. They want to harm you. Steadfast, no matter what comes their way, you only choose love for yourself, for your section, not to them. That's what the cross mistake is. It's only for your side. You don't love a stranger. I'm sorry. You don't love an evil person. It's fuel to their fire so they can be more evil to other people. Yeah, sorry, ho, you ain't getting love from me. Yeah. No. Love only is for your spaces. This is all new because the evil is so evil that it is not allowed over there. They don't deserve love. They don't give love. They give evil and they drain you of your life. You gotta learn boundaries, and it's literally like having built the wall. If y'all would have agreed to build the wall and not acted like fools, you would have understood the importance of having that wall. Not only for the safety of Hispanic Mexicans, but also for the safety of the Texans, New Mexico, Arizona, California, and all the rest of them along the border. But y'all are so selfish. You wanted social justice, but Americans are suffering. So open all the borders. Taliban's everywhere. Uncontrolled environments. That's what they all wanted. I want to go anytime I want to Mexico and buy me some you-know-what. Women being trafficked, da-da-da-da-da. I don't think so. You've been caught, yo. Way of being, reverse, send love, all creatures. Meaning if you give as a way of being, sending good thoughts, then that's what people create around you. And then it can also be seen as you becoming a victim. Because if you don't battle when the time is right for a battle, and I'm talking battle, meaning when someone inappropriately comes behind me in a clocking in, clocking out situation, I say, excuse me, in that moment, do not do that. I might be nice, but you haven't seen the other side of me. And I know what energy you're trying to put on me, and that doesn't work for me. And I can assure you, he then had respect for me. And I think it may have actually changed his life too. Because other women don't say nothing. And then the other ones appreciate it. Because he's a handsome dude and he's charming. However, just because you're handsome and you're charming does not give you the right. I am married. Boundaries. And then if they still don't get it, then you cut the cord, a door slams. There's always another way to access the movement. Mrs. Thompson is an example of her being an asshole. Kindergarten, Teddy was told that he was a great, awesome kid. First grade, awesome kid. Second grade, awesome kid. Third grade, awesome. No, actually, we'll say third grade. Third grade's usually the year. I don't know what it is about you third grade teachers, but y'all terrible. I feel like I should be a third grade teacher. There must be going on something with kids in third grade that's frustrating for teachers, or it's a time in life. I don't know. It's weird because every third grade teacher I've heard of has been horrible. She would give Teddy extra X's of red X's because all he did was sleep in class and do bad things. Teacher eventually went to look at the reviews of all the other teachers, and then she later finds out that Teddy's mom was dying of cancer and that the father was a piece of crap and didn't care about him. And so she shifted her thoughts a little bit. And then when Christmas came around, she gave the teacher a wrapped gift, a homemade wrapped gift, that she knew Teddy wrapped himself. Knowing that he made the extra effort to assist her. It's like having a baby. Having a dog is like having a baby. Except for I can yell at this baby. Because she doesn't care. She laughs at me. Anywho, that conversation around Teddy is an example of a shift in someone's life, because when Teddy then left throughout his years, he would come back to the teacher and tell her, "You were the best teacher that I ever had." Consider it a mutual transformation, meaning he probably hated her guts in the beginning. However, they both had a shift in their personal spaces to lock them into transformation, to create new paths for themselves into more powerful existences of compassion and empathy for her as a teacher, and for him to see that he was enough, or that he could handle his shit. Because later on he became a doctor. So I believe in tough love, but I also think it's situational. You know? Because some people need a swift kick in the ass. Gosh, y'all, we didn't even make it very far. I knew we were going to spend a lot of time on this. $1,000 question. Always the fear of failure. Let's say it's like an easy question. Everybody has that fear on, what's that one where Regis was on? And it's always an easy question. And everybody's like, God, I hope I do not miss this one. It's $1,000. Fear of failure is a prime example in that moment if you're on the game show. And then, what's the $32,000 wealth? I forget. Door open to the multi-million-dollar wealth. I don't know. I feel like it's a safety net. Do I? No. Do. No. Terror barrier. Do. That's funny. Intelligence, all connected. Too many afraid. Listen to it. What book is it that you want to write? What is that thing that you want to do? What is it? If you don't know, this is a prime opportunity for you to get curious. Don't with your music still. Don't die with your music still in you. Whether it be real music, whether it be speaking skills, whether it be writing a book, whether it be acting, even if it's a local play. Y'all all think you have to go to Hollywood and shit. I'm sorry, but they had to start somewhere. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be a lot of available jobs out there in Hollywood. I bet you these men actors are tired of acting. It wouldn't surprise me with these actresses out there that some of them don't shift to maybe business entrepreneurs with occasionally acting in movies or something. Who knows? We'll see. Don't die with your music still in you. Be you, create. Embrace silence. Silence between the notes. It's an important time to know that silence between the notes is the ability to shut off the monkey mind. Most of you, which, I don't know, I guess because I've evolved myself into, or maybe have always had a relaxed state of being. I don't have a lot of that monkey mind. But I do know what it means. I've experienced it in short stints in my life. It's like the repetitive talk in your head. Those are demons. Block and battle. Create the music. Space meditations. Discover to know source. Nature is source. Be with. Spent. Get silence. Give silence. This is for yourself. If you always have to have music on, then you know you got a voice in there that's like this. Embrace the silence. Let's do that for a minute. You don't have to be so serious. What? I love you too. I'm going to finish. I got this one little bit I'm going to talk about. I'm going to turn this off. I'm getting really tired. I actually should probably stop it. It's about giving up your personal history. The end. New beginnings. We'll stop it right there. We'll go into this in the next video. I don't know. Colonel Prouty hasn't been calling to me today. We'll see where I get. I do want to finish reading chapter 10 though.